an apartment complex made up of several buildings, each with about 60 units, and each building has only 15 garage spots and about 20 parking spaces, so the majority must park on the street on a long drive. There was going to be a re-tarring project, and a couple days before, temporary no parking signs were placed up for Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. along the street. It was a Monday, and a holiday, so a lot of people were home, and my roommates and I heard a loud sound outside and saw cars being towed, including mine, and a police officer writing tickets and placing them on all the cars before being towed. I ran outside and up to the officer, and asked why he was ticketing the cars, and he pointed at the sign. I said it is Monday, and the signs say Tuesday. We just have to move them by 8 a.m. tomorrow. At the time, I was just 21 but was often mistaken for be a very young teen. The jerk responded, I don't care if it says Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. If I see a no parking sign, I'm not going to park there. Tell your mommy and daddy that their cars are moved up the street and they have a $50 ticket and $190 tow fee. It might have been slightly different amounts, but pretty close. I asked for his badge number, which he refused, and then he continued to ignore me. I ran back into my apartment and called the local station. At first I got the run around until I asked for IA, and was finally passed to this guy's lieutenant, a woman. When I told her what had happened as well as his attitude, she said she'd have to come down to see the signs herself. About 15 minutes later she arrived, and she pointed out the weekday to it. I had the distinct impression that he had a problem with women in general, but especially ones who challenge him like myself and his lieutenant, and she seemed to appreciate my indignant anger at his infantilization of. All of the tickets had to be removed and the ticket numbers needed to be accounted for. She made him apologize to my grinning face, and he had to write out an apology to each of the owners of each of the cars explaining his mistake, and that if there was any damage to contact him or his lieutenant. This took tons of time, so my roommates and I set up lawn chairs and sat eating popcorn and grinning ear to ear while we watched. The absolute delight I felt at the 8:33 having to make a record of each of those tickets and write an apology note will forever bring me a little satisfaction. He thought he could abuse his little petty power, so I got my little petty revenge. Edit. Typo.